Hi everyone, this is Dave here, and the second part of my video series, two-parter, and it's the second part relating to the government document that I read yesterday that chilled my blood. It's terrifying what they've got planned. It's called Preparing for a Challenging Winter 2020-2021. Of course, it relates to the Black Death. Sorry, coronavirus, not the Black Death. The Black Death actually was a massive threat to people, as was Spanish flu. Coronavirus hasn't been. Anyway, I went through yesterday and just quoted verbatim a number of passages from the report, which to me read like something from a communist health policy. The language is very, very communist. And I got halfway through and I said I'd do the other half today. And I also said the really scary stuff is today. And I'm sorry, but it is. I just want to say again that this isn't, I've said it before, this is not what I want to do. It's not what I want to do with my life, this. But I feel like I've got to do it. Because I genuinely feel that nobody else is raising awareness around actually what's going out here, or speaking up. When I say nobody else, not many people, sorry. Speaking out against what is fundamentally horrendous, what is going on. And again, I said this yesterday, I feel that there's this commonly held view almost at the moment that as long as we keep on doing as we're told, and to be honest with you, I think there's bloody nothing that the British people won't do in the name of coronavirus now, and they'll do anything that they've been told. As long as we keep doing what we've been told, do as the government tells us to do, and as the media keep on telling us to do, as long as we keep doing that, in a few weeks, everything's going to go back to normal, or maybe a couple of months. I'm sorry to report here that this document makes clear that that's not happening. And I'm sorry to be the harbinger of bad news here, I really am. But I think it's best that people know what's in store for this winter and going further ahead than for it to be a surprise to them. Although in saying that, I am staggered by the seemingly the seeming ease with which people are just putting up with these new restrictions on them. The face masks being the prime example. And what scares me is that I know for a fact that there's people wearing face masks who think it's wrong, makes them uncomfortable, and they don't want to do it, yet they're still doing it. And I want to say again, if you are one of those people, then please stop wearing one. Okay, so let's crack on with this then. So, if you want to wear a face mask, fair enough. By the way, I don't have a problem with it. But making it mandatory is backward and inhumane. Just want to say that again. Right, where were we yesterday? Okay, so let's start with the scary stuff then. This was passage 4.1.1 entitled Population Level Mitigations. Scary. Population Level Mitigations, establishing the new normal. There it is. So if anyone's in any doubt now whether the new normal is a thing, and are we about to, well, we're already in it, is this new dystopian world the new normal? And is the old world or the old normal or anything akin to it about to return ever? No, it's not. I'm really sorry. It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. Listen to this. It is very unlikely that patterns of social interaction will return to previous levels. Just let that sink in. It is very unlikely that patterns of social interaction will return to previous levels. In a free society, you have the liberty and the freedom to go where you want and to see who you want when you want. We don't have a free society anymore. Next bit. Physical distancing and face masks can help to maintain reductions in transmission, but it is not yet possible to disentangle the relative contribution of these. And littered right throughout this document is an acknowledgement that there is no hard scientific evidence that face masks slow the spread of coronavirus. And if we're looking outside this document, as it is important to do, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that it's going to make things worse. In fact, talking about face masks, just as an aside, I rung up to make an appointment yesterday to give blood regularly. Made the appointment. Just so you're aware, you will be required to wear a face mask, the girl said. And I said, I don't wear a face mask. I said, it's not mandatory, is it? And she said, yes, it's mandatory. And I said, okay, well, I've got asthma anyway. I'll bring my blue inhaler with me, so I don't need to wear a face mask, do I? No. It's still mandatory. I'm really sorry, but it's mandatory. Now, you could say to me that reflects poorly on me, not giving, because I'm not going now, not giving blood, simply because I have to put a face mask on. But I would say to you, doing something that is altruistic, and I could do a lot more. I could be a lot more altruistic in my life, but giving blood is something altruistic. Altruism comes from the individual's own set of guiding beliefs and morals, not what the state thinks is altruistic. So no, I will not be going anymore because of this ridiculous ruling. And just incidentally as well, there are other countries, Finland is an example, where face masks are barred from blood donation sessions. First of all, so they can identify the person. We're absolutely stupid in this country now. So that they can identify the person. Secondly, so that the person can adequately drink enough liquid to enable the blood to flow, so they can give blood easily and painlessly, because it can be painful. And thirdly, because there is a risk that wearing face masks and people touching them all the time is going to increase the spread of coronavirus. So again, if anyone's going to say to me and take the moral high ground about wearing face masks, I'm sorry, but you're on very stony ground. Right, okay, let's carry on. Indoor celebrations such as Diwali and Christmas may reduce the public's adherence to physical distancing and other measures. That's a thinly veiled threat behind it, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, so the public, they might want to get together with their families, and that might increase the spread of disease. I wonder whether we might need to do something about that. I honestly wouldn't be surprised, honestly, with the way things are going, if Christmas was banned. Seriously, and there was a lockdown and we were put under house arrest, honestly. Don't be surprised at that. Strategies to reduce the number of effective contacts that people have, mandating wearing of face coverings in indoor environments, changes in physical and social environments that enable containment measures that reduce transmission. Hell of a lot of planning and strategy going into this, isn't there? There really is. Domestic environments should be a particular consideration, as household transmission is one of the highest risks. This includes clear guidance on how to self-isolate within the house to prevent infection to household members. So I'll read that again. This includes clear guidance on how to self-isolate within the house to prevent infection to household members. Not only now are the authorities or whatever dark forces are behind this evil that is taking place, not only are they not content with people not being able to leave the house, see who they want, and step in close proximity with people, not only have they already locked them up in their own houses for 6 weeks, now they're threatening to separate people within their own houses. Yes, you could say they will not be able to police that, and at this stage, yes, that is correct. Nevertheless, that is utterly terrifying. The evidence for effectiveness of face coverings is variable and dependent on setting. So face coverings, face masks, I know there's a difference between the two. And the mandate at the moment is a mandate for face coverings. I would again just make the point again that with both with masks and particularly with face coverings, the evidence is exceptionally sketchy, and there's as much evidence to suggest that the consequences of wearing a face nappy is there's as much evidence to suggest that there's negative outcomes attached to it as positive. In fact, maybe even more negative, to be honest with you. Further, what's this one? Further research is needed on the value of face coverings in specific subgroups, e.g. children. It's just wrong. We've lost the plot. The effectiveness of face coverings in different settings, e.g. households, and reducing transmissions. I mean, just think about that. Think of what kind of society and what kind of people in that society would willingly wear face coverings or face masks in their own house. I mean, it's so bizarre and backward and unfathomable to me, all of this. There's no sense or logic. I genuinely think we live in a society and in a world that has gone insane. Listen to this. Consideration should be given to how face coverings could be encouraged as a social norm. I don't want to live in a world like that. I'm sorry, I don't. I'll tell you right here, right now, I don't want to live in a world like that. I'm really, really angry. And I'm angry as well at the dumb complicity, the dumb compliance of so many people. Start thinking for yourselves. Start challenging. This is our future. It's our children's future at stake here. A public campaign to encourage people to take positive action before winter to improve physical and mental health and boost resilience should be undertaken. Again, very Soviet era sounding that, isn't it? Very socialist. I happen to actually agree with what it says. But I think we're firmly in the remit of the nanny state now, aren't we? Where this is the thing now, is that increasing numbers of people seem to think that they can contract their health out to the state, and that the state is responsible for their health. I'm sorry, but it's not. Obviously, the NHS exists for a reason, and the state does have a burden, and has a role to play in the health of the nation. Of course, it does, and I think the NHS is amazing, always has been. But in terms of general guidance on how to be healthy, we take responsibility for our own health, and we pay the price, and we take responsibility if we become ill, whether it's through heavy drinking, bad eating, taking drugs, not exercising, whatever it may be. That is not the state's responsibility. That is, it's so simple. It's so simple. You go out, get some sun, exercise, eat healthily, don't drink too much. I mean, that's it really. That's it. But now we've already got a public health campaign. In fact, yesterday it was announced a load of measures designed to boost the nation's health. Well, again, it's a symptom of people not being able to think for themselves. How can I be healthy? Take the responsibility yourself. And I say that as someone who often doesn't take the responsibility and who often is unhealthy. So if anything happened to me, it would be my fault. It would be my fault. It wouldn't be anything to do with the state or the government. It's ridiculous. The UK government has advised that everyone should consider taking 10 milligrams of vitamin D daily during the lockdown due to decrease in sunlight exposure. The report was written on the 7th of July. I don't know what they're talking about lockdown, because we're despite everything, we're not under lockdown anymore. But during the lockdown, we had really, really nice sunny weather. So I just went out for a walk to get my vitamin D. And fair play to anyone who broke the lockdown conditions as well. Kudos to you. A 14-day period of isolation may be appropriate prior to elective surgery. So if you need an operation, then 14-day period of isolation may be what you need to do before you go into hospital. Or maybe the isolation might be within an isolation wing of a hospital, like something out of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Next we come to, this is the most Soviet and communist sounding area of the whole document. The people's perspective. So the people's perspective, what the hell, the people's perspective? And this is what Colin, and what it goes on to say is a whole load of quotes from individuals in this steering group, or this focus group that the government had, which consisted of 36 people. So it was a really, really wide sample of the population, 36 people. And basically their takes on the situation. And of course, you don't even need to read it to know where they're coming from and what they're going to say and what the thrust of their argument is going to be. Listen to this pathetic specimen. Colin Wilkinson. I was wary before COVID-19. Every cold, tummy bug, every child with chickenpox was a threat. Now any contact with anyone might be fatal. I don't play Russian roulette. Well, you're not playing Russian roulette, you absolute idiot. And also, get a life. Seriously, you're pathetic. I'm sorry, but you are. Then I don't know who said this quote, many vital processes come to a sudden halt, not just our care. This was understandable given the life or death struggle in which the whole of the UK was engaged in at the time. A life or death struggle that we were all engaged in at the time. What absolute, utter, complete bollocks. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. We're the most cosseted, entitled generation that's ever lived. We've hardly faced a threat. And we've not really faced a threat this time. But because enough people haven't got their eyes open, now we're going to face a massive threat. And we're all going to pay the price for it. You can't have equality without power being shared. Again, it sounds so communist, that, doesn't it? Sounds like something that Karl Marx would say. I would say the strive for equality is one of the dumbest ideas ever. But again, we've been obsessed with equality, equality, equality. How about fairness? How about striving for fairness? You hardly ever hear that word anymore. Right, there we go. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I'll acknowledge that I've been angry. I am angry, I'm annoyed, I'm scared, I'm terrified. I feel like I'm surrounded by sheep. All of those things. If there's anybody watching this, right, who is going along with what they're told to do because they're being told to do it, that's not good. That excuse will not get you far. That is no way. That is no excuse whatsoever. Following orders. We're just doing what we're told to do. It's not an excuse. If you believe in it, and you have the opposite point of view to me, fully respect you. No problem at all. If you don't, or even if you've got an element of doubt, because let's remember, it is a basic human right to be able to go into public and show your face. It's a basic human right. So even if you have a shred of doubt around what's going on at the moment, remember that what you're doing in putting on a face mask is you are giving away that basic human right that you have to show your face in public. I can't even believe I'm saying this. I never thought that. I wrote a lot of content last year around how I thought the world was going down a dangerous path. I thought it might take 10 years till we got there, not 10 weeks. I can't believe how quick it's all evolved, this, and that this tyranny set in. It's going to get worse. This winter is going to be a tough one. So, I'd say just be healthy, try and stay out of hospitals, and keep resisting. Resist this tyranny. Don't play along with it. Don't care how many people shout at you. Don't play along with it. All right then. See you later. Bye-bye.